Hey everyone, and welcome to another weekly check-in vlog where I'm trying to keep track of my life goals and see how much reading I can done on a weekend, and also checking in with my goals there. Today's February the 8th, and I'm simultaneously, how is it Saturday again? And finally Saturday. I don't know, this week time flew by while I was moving in slow motion. My whole body is sore from, I don't know, exercise, lying around. Who knows? And I'm not really sure that going running is a good idea, but it's sunny outside and I really want to start the day with exercise. It's not really early. I lay around in bed, started the day slow, still in slow motion mood. And I'm also still listening to The Way of Kings. I still have 18 hours left of that. So I'm listening to part 2 now. We're getting more information about the king and the war and the political situation. And Kaladin, in another storyline, is trying to motivate his bridge crew to do things differently. But things are progressing slow. And like I said last week, this is epic fantasy that I am not particularly a fan of. So I'm fighting with myself. I'm struggling. But if you are a fan of epic fantasy and all the details and taking your time to explain what's going on and war and fantasy, this is your thing. It's really well done. The characters are growing with every time we meet them. I get more about the fantasy world and more about the things that are going on. But it takes time, like I said. A lot of hours to listen to. So I'm going to go running now. It's afternoon or lunchish, whatever. I had my run, it was wonderful, it was really relaxing, the sun was out, it was very beautiful. I had breakfast, I watched some YouTube, and I'm feeling bad about not wanting to go out. It's really sunny right now and blue skies, and it's a beautiful day, but I'm really exhausted from the week. This week was, I don't know why, but it was super exhausting. Almost everybody at work is sick, so that's probably adding to the mood and the atmosphere. But I've been healthy, but I've been really awful and really sleeping badly until Wednesday, when everything was just off. I basically left work after lunch and I said, I need a time. I went to the gym, I went to the sauna, and then I was craving chocolate like, I don't know, like I haven't craved chocolate in a long time. And I don't believe in not following cravings if you can't think of anything else. So I bought a bunch of Kinderriegel and basically had an accident with all of them and ate them. And I felt better. And ever since then, I've been sleeping a little bit more, mostly couch sleep, but also interrupted long stretches of bed sleep. So that's nice. I'm still exhaustively tired and feel like I'm sleepwalking and can't keep my eyes open during the day, but I'm getting more sleep than I have in a lot of weeks. And now I'm confused because I'm trying to figure out if this strange stretch of sleep deprivation started when I stopped eating chocolate, which would be counterproductive to what I was aiming for. But I don't know, I'll need some more data on that. But the plan for the weekend, or rather today, Saturday, was to stay in and read. I didn't really want to go out, I didn't want to do much, but I just wanted to continue reading the unseen Academicals, because another thing I noticed this week is a reason why I probably have such troubles reading my physical books, because I don't go anywhere to read anymore that much. Before the pandemic, before this 9-to-5 job, I used to go out and read in a cafe or go to dinner with a book quite frequently. But I gotten used to staying home, probably due to all these logins that forced us to not leave the house. But also, I'm quite not interested in spending so much money on going somewhere to eat food. I would like someone to make me food, but it's not as relaxing as it used to be. I don't feel like sitting anywhere for hours and read. And that is especially in winter a trouble that I'm facing when it comes to reading physical books. At the gym, I can't use physical books to read, so I'm reading my Kindle book in bed. I read my Kindle book when I'm out walking or exercising or whatever. I'm listening to audiobooks. So my physical books don't get read. And I haven't picked up Unseen Academicals since last Sunday, and I need to get my way into the story again. I will tell you once I picked it up again. I will not have any proper information right now, but I'm faced with the problem right now that it's beautiful outside, super cold, but beautiful. So I could go for another walk and enjoy some sunshine. I could go to Marseille maybe and enjoy the sunshine there and see something else in the park outside my house, but I don't want to. I basically want to spend the afternoon reading, and then I want to spend the evening on my couch rewatching Love, Game and Eastern Fantasy again, because that's what I've been mostly sleeping to. Yeah, that's true. I've been mostly sleeping to it all week. But anyways, that's what's going on. Energy levels and emotions all over the place. So I'm going to feel bad for not going out again, and going to feel good about getting some reading done. Let's see how that works.
As predicted, the afternoon was mostly spent reading or trying to read. I fell asleep a little bit and got distracted. I read about another 50 pages in Unseen Academicals, and despite me really enjoying the book, it is really frustrating how slow I am at reading it. I don't really know why, but Unseen Academicals is another Discworld novel. It's about the wizards again, and it's all about football and more. The wizards discovered that they may lose a stream of income when they don't participate in the game of football. It's detailed and complicated, but they now have to go out and rediscover the game of football, how it is played now, and how that all works. We also follow other characters, 2 boys and 2 girls who are working in the Unseen Academicals. The girls work in the night kitchen and the boys work with the candles, let's say it like that. And there is sort of a Romeo and Juliet situation going on between one of the girls and one of the boys who are in opposing football team areas. So basically the area you live in is the football team you follow, and there are animosities. You know the whole spiel. It's football and you have really strong ties to your team and are against the opposing team. And football is a little bit different in Discworld than it is here, but we don't really want to go into detail about that because I really don't like football. So there is a lot about that. I really enjoy the commentary that is going around the idea of groupthink and how groups evolve and how belonging is important. There's also a situation that just came up where one of the girls is getting a chance of leaving the area, leaving the social bottom and earning more money and getting out of things. And her friend unconsciously tries to drag her down. The book often mentioned the idea of crabs in a bucket, how they don't let crabs escape, but rather pull them down so that everybody stays down and no one gets out of the mess that they're in. And it is neatly explained and shown in the situations. I really love how much is in this book, but it also makes it kind of complicated to talk about it because there are so many great things in there. That's the things I missed the first time I read this. I mean, I probably noticed it, but I forgot. The stuff that stuck was the one about the football. And I really enjoy this. On another side, we also have one of the boys is a goblin, and goblins have not been introduced as a sentient or rather nice species to Discworld yet, and so our Mr. Nut is the first goblin to arrive in Discworld and in Ankh-Morpork, rather to be educated and well-spoken. And I'm not really sure how that is going, but I really enjoy how Terry Pratchett often introduces a new species into the mix and how everything works out at the end, hopefully, despite there being animosities and troubles in the beginning. But the idea always is that we're all people, doesn't matter where we're from, and we need to live together. So I'm really enjoying the book. One of the reasons I only progressed 50 pages was because my brain kept distracting me and I needed to focus and reread a lot of passages. Like I mentioned before, I've been riding the emotional roller coaster all week and things have been tough. So before I allowed myself to crash on the couch and watch Love Game in Eastern Fantasy, I decided to make myself some food and try to get some nourishment, something healthy into my body and avoid not being well fed and not hydrated. And while eating, I also did some Korean. And yes, this is how I cook. I throw together food that I like. I don't usually follow recipes or season spectacularly interestingly other than with salt and pepper, but it's how I eat and how I like food, and it's fast. That's one of the main things when I'm cooking for myself. It needs to be fast and easy, and that's what I can do. So the rest of the day will be spent on my couch eating the rest of the chocolate that I still have because I really, really don't feel good, and turn off my brain by watching TV, because that's what watching series does. You don't think about other things because you're invested in other people's lives. Tomorrow I'll be going to Bremen, so we're going out. Yay! Sunday turned out to be a much better day than expected. I started with some yoga before I had to leave to go to Bremen. Instead of meeting my family and going to a museum, I just met up with my mother for some lunch break, and we found this cute little place I of course forgot to vlog about, but on the way there I got some reading in and read a few more pages in Unseen Academicals, deciding that I need to focus a little bit more and spend more time on reading. After lunch, before going back home, we went for a little walk around the pond that was next to the restaurant. It was super sunny, it was a super beautiful day, and it was very relaxing. When I got home, I even got in a little bike ride around Marseille. Well, I basically passed it to go home, but it is a scenic detour home, and now it's 5:30 p.m. and I'm quite happy with the day, super exhausted from all the socializing, but I am good. And I think next week I need a week of adulting. I've been seeing that idea as a counter movement to bed rotting, that you can do a day of adulting or a week of adulting. And for me, I notice that it's really wearing me down, that I cannot progress or that I'm not making any progress in Unseen Academicals. So next week I want to try for more reading time during the day. It helps that the gym is going to be, well, it's not closed, but they're redoing the sanitary parts and the wellness parts, so no showers, no sauna. And yeah, I am going to take that chance to have time where I usually go to the gym and read and also listen more to The Way of Kings. I have 13 hours left, which is a little bit more than I can think I can finish in a week, but I do want to make progress next week on the things that I want to finish, because I do enjoy the reading part of Unseen Academicals, but I don't find the time. So that's something I'm going to do and see how that works. I also noticed that if I can do more than one activity or movement segment throughout the day, I'm better. So I'm aiming for 4, but I think 2 or 3 is realistic. So maybe a short walk, a yoga exercise, and if I'm good, even a strenuous proper workout. But that's the goal for next week. Let's see if next week is going to feel better with all these changes. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you did on the weekend. How are you doing? Are you reading something good? Are you abandoning all your goals already, or are you revamping them? Let's talk in comments. Bye bye.